last week I spoke about the cave that you fear to enter, right? That the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek, okay? That quote is by Joseph Campbell. There's something that we all want to do, whatever it is, but there's also something that stops us from doing that thing, okay? And that's fear. That's what some call a terror barrier. I'm going to play a clip by a gentleman named Bob Proctor. He's going to explain a little bit about what the terror barrier is, but it's pretty much just fear that stops you from doing anything, because we all have something in us that drives us, that just moves us every day, right? It's just our MO, just what we desire. But there's a lot of people that don't follow through on what they want in life or what they want to do because of that terror barrier, right? That those things that they tell themselves, it stops them. Things that other people tell them, stops them. Just the fears that they have, whatever it is, with belief that they were raised, you're not going to amount to much, or you can't have that. That's the terror barrier. The minute they arrive to that cave, the minute they get closer to the thing they want, they hit that terror barrier, they back off, and they go back to doing whatever they were doing, right? And never pursue that thing that they actually want. And anything in life, if you want it, you have to go after it. So, like I said last week, you have to go in that cave. You have to pass through that terror barrier. Look, I'm getting so animated, I'm hitting my own equipment. All right. But anyways, you have to get past that. You have to push past that point, okay? And if you don't push past that terror barrier, that thing that you want, you'll never obtain it. You have to go in that cave. You have to push past that terror barrier. You just have to. There's no way you're gonna accomplish what you want without having to struggle a little bit or having to give it a little push. You know, it just don't happen that way. Okay, women don't have children easy. They have to push that out. You don't get in shape easy. You have to work at that, sweat that off, right? Maintain that diet. Nothing comes easy. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Okay, push past that terror barrier. All right, peace.
Let's suppose this line here represents, this is what I know. And I'll say, and I'm familiar with. All this area here is what I know and what I'm familiar with. This area here, I'm not familiar with. I don't know. Now, I can come right up to that line and wander away, cause no fear. On the other side of the line is stuff that Scott Edwards knows how to do, I know nothing about. And you see, I'm not going to go there. I know I'm not going to go there. I stay over here. I stay in the area that I'm familiar with. So there's no fear involved. Now I want you to think of this. Let's suppose I want to go over there. Then what we look at here would be called a terror barrier. And I got to go through that. I've got to go into an area that I don't know. And I'm not familiar with. Let's say public speaking is something I'm very familiar with. I can operate that here, no problem at all. If you were doing that, they say that public speaking is one of the greatest fears we have. So the average person to go over and do that, they're going into what they don't know. They would hit that and bounce right off that terror barrier. Cause all kinds of problems. Now, the terror barrier is that invisible screen that stands between what we know and are comfortable doing and what we don't know and would cause great discomfort if we started to do it. Now, if this is something over here you want to do, let's suppose you want to be a public speaker, then you want to learn how to go through that line. You have to learn how to face the thing you fear and deal with it, and that is another subject. And we'll talk about that a little later. But this is what you call the terror barrier. It's what separates you from what you know and are comfortable with and what you don't know and causes a great deal of discomfort. And when you're going to go over here into an area you're not familiar with, you have to go through the terror barrier. This line here is referred to as fear. I'm going to tell you something. You don't want to ever let fear stop you from doing the thing you really want to do. So if this is something you really want to do and you've got to go through the terror barrier, make certain you study that. because you do not want to let fear control you. You control the fear. Thank you.
Do it!